Hi, I'm Mike Glenn, Senior Pastor of Brentwood Baptist Church, and welcome to our YouTube channel. We're glad you're here. Hit subscribe, hit like. That'll tell us that we're kind of hitting the sweet spot of stuff that's important to you, and of course, that's important to us. How many of you think that if Adam and Eve hadn't messed up in the garden, that you wouldn't have a job? That somehow it was all messed up in the early chapters of Genesis, and because of that, we have to drive through traffic and go to a cubicle and spend all day at work. Well, I hate to tell you this, but work was always part of the plan. In the second chapter of Genesis, which comes before the third chapter, God gives Adam a job. He puts him in charge of the garden, just the garden, but he puts him in charge of the garden to tend it and to care for it. Now, I don't know where you're from, but to me, that sounds like work. Here's a garden. I expect you to tend it, and I expect you to care for it. Now, for you young ladies listening, this is an important part. Look, God would not give Adam Eve until he gave Adam a job. That's what comes first. Not the dating relationship, but the job. So the next time a young man leans over and whispers those three little words to you, whisper three back to him. Get a job. Everybody's got to work. It's the way we pay for our living. It's the way we do. It doesn't have to be slavery. It doesn't have to be drudgery. It's just part of your life. Now, I hope you have a job that lines up with your passions, where you can't wait to get out of bed, where you hate to leave it because you know you're changing the world and you're making an impact on people's lives. But all of us don't have that job. Some of us have a job that pays the bills. And you know what? That's okay. Maybe the role of the job is to pay the bills so you can volunteer at a local school, so you can lead the Bible study at your church. Maybe the job is what covers your expenses so that you can do in your hobbies, in your spare time, what God is calling you to do or wanting you to do. Paul tells us that his main goal was to be a preaching missionary. While he was doing it, he made tents. That was what supported his ministry. So maybe you have a job that does just that. That's okay. And we're grateful for it because, one, it doesn't take all 8 cylinders of our brain. We can do our work, we can do a good job, and still have the energy we need to do the ministry that God has opened up for us. The important thing is to understand you are not your job. Your job is not you. It's simply what you do. It's the way you pay the bills. It's also the opportunity that you have to meet different people and to show them how you handle stress and how you handle meaning and how you handle purpose and hope, that there's something unique and significant about your relationship with Jesus Christ. What happens if you realize that your job has nothing to do with you? It has nothing to do with your job. That God is using your job to put you around people who need to hear more about Him, and He's using you to do it. Would you go to your job early? Would you stay a little later if you knew that you were a missionary to your office? Your job doesn't have to be drudgery. It has to be done in service to the greater kingdom of God. Put your job in that alignment. Put it in its right place, and everything else will find meaning and purpose and joy. I'm Mike Glenn, Senior Pastor of Brentwood Baptist Church. Thanks for being with us. This is our YouTube channel. Hit subscribe, hit like, and we'll see you next time.